Hello, so this is just gonna be a quick video giving you a tour of this shelf that I have where I keep all of my witchy items basically. It's not an altar. I do not have an altar, although I would like one in the future when I feel like I actually have enough space in my own home for it. But until I move up, I don't have an altar. That is not what this serves. Like, that's not that function. It's literally just a storage shelf. Although I do burn some candles on it, but it's not usually my place for spellcraft. So, anyway, let's get into it. That's all I had to say. So, it's always kind of a mess because it's only this area and I have a lot of things. And I'm sorry if the lighting is a bit dark. I only have this one light and it's right next to the window, so it like totally doesn't transfer any light from like outside. But anyway, I have this big wooden slab. I got this at Ross. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put it on like your dining room table in the center as like a platter kind of thing, but I just put it there because I love it and it gives me a little extra space right here, if you can see. And I usually have candles burning here as opposed to over there because it's so windy, and there's like almost no wind here, so. And of course, because I've had candles and things here, it has gotten stained already, and it's fine. The red spots are actually staining from that candle, thank you, because the pigment literally like just like comes off. Like, you see that? Great. But anyway, I have all of my raw crystals except for one right over there. But all of my other raw crystals I have on this wooden slab here. And I'm gonna do a crystal collection video in the future, but I have some that are coming in the mail, so I'm not doing that yet until I get everything that I'm planning on getting right now. And then I also have these ones, and they're on top of some just white tea light candles. Again, I have to like stack everything to make sure that it fits. And then this side is pretty much just, I have candles lining against the wall. And this is an incense holder because it's so windy in the condo that I live in because I'm 7 stories up and I literally live on the windward side. Like, that's literally what it's called because it's so windy. So I can't have incense in one of these little burners right here. It has to be in like a controlled space for the ashes to not go flying everywhere. But then, yeah, I have a bunch of candles, and sorry, those two are dusty. And then I have my pestle and mortar right there. And this is an ashtray, actually, that someone bought me. It has a little pentagram right there in the middle, even though you can barely see it anymore because it's been so trashed. Because not only do I use it for like cone incense, that's why the center is so dark, but also like I literally just like lay stuff in there to burn sometimes. And that's why it has marks all over it, but you know, we love that. And then one of the oils from the witch's roots, and then underneath that is this beautiful like pressed flower container, and it actually like, the glass is so pretty on the inside. It's like kind of luminescent, and it has this chain so you don't like over open it, but I pretty much just keep like used up tea light candle cases in there. And then that right there is from Savers, actually, which is a thrift store, from their Halloween section one year. It's just a candle holder, but I got that. And I usually put my smoke sticks in there, like when they're still kind of burning out, but I'm finished using them. And then rope incense. This is actually warming oil, but I've used it to kind of like adorn candles. That, I'm not gonna pull all that out, but there's like a little jam jar full of melted wax. And then I do have this, and you may be questioning why I have this, but I like to reuse literally everything that I have. And so inside of this, basically, because this is like a metal tin, I've used this to burn things in because it is fire safe. So don't judge me too hard on that. And then these are dried rose leaves, you know, because sometimes you need that. And then hemp candle wick, some little bottle droppers, and then this is the spoon that I got in the Owl and Moon Apothecary subscription box this last month. And then these are all of the incenses that I've gotten from the witch's roots so far, actually, and they're all labeled. Just one of my hack things is I cut out the little section on the pamphlet talking about the incense, label it, and put it right there. And then this is just a statue of Sirket. I don't worship any deities or anything. I don't worship her, but I've had that statue since I was like a little kid when I used to be super into Egyptian mythology, and I just didn't have any other place to put her. So just like that statue is there, her statue is there as well, and I feel like it really brings like a nice vibe to the shelf, but it's purely for decoration. Please don't be confused. And then behind her, I have this paper that is basically a makeshift pendulum board that I made myself. And then over here, there's this big box, and this is full of incense sticks, like a variety pack. It's huge. And I usually only use one at a time unless I need like a specific vibe. Then I will take that out and try to find a suitable incense stick for me. And then here's another like variety pack, but this is of cone incense. And right on top of that is a little Buddha like heavy cone incense holder, because you need a specific kind that has very heavy smoke. You basically put it on here and the smoke goes around here. I bought that because I really like the idea of it, but again, it's just too windy here. The smoke literally does not pour out like at all. It just gets blown away even in this area where it's like the least wind in my room. But and then that right there is just like a bunch of miscellaneous incense sticks that I have out that I've used already. These two are from Walmart, and so they don't fit in here. That's why those are out. And then this is a huge lighter, because you know sometimes you have candles or things that you can't light it right, like with your hand like right up against it. And then just pouches that I've gotten from jewelry or crystals. These pouches are great because these pouches actually have, I don't know if you can really see it, but it has like a middle section inside of it. So let's say you were trying to carry 2 like tumbled stones with you that day, which I like to do to kind of set like an intention or a vibe for the day. You can put each of them in like one side of that one pouch, and then they won't like scratch each other or anything. So I really like those for carrying crystals in, like in my pockets. I just realized too that I totally went over these, but this is a spell jar that I have for good mental health. And then I like having it out because from my bed I can actually see this whole shelf, so I can always see it, and it's kind of just like a, not an affirmation thing, but like a reminder. And I feel like it helps. And then this is a Tibetan singing bowl that I got for my last birthday, and I love it. Oh, also you may wonder why I have one of these like tooth scraper things in here. Again, it's for when like stuff is burned, or like let's say something is burning on a candle and I kind of want to just like move it around. Like that's basically what I use this for. So yeah. And then I have a bunch of plain like paper scraps here because I hate wasting paper, and sometimes I do burn paper for spell work or affirmations and things like that, so I like to have just like a whole collection of paper that I've cut out that I wasn't using, that would have been thrown away anyway, for me to use for that kind of stuff. And then finally, there is this shelf thing, and the top of it is completely filled with a bunch of tumbled or polished crystals. You guys have seen like these 3 major ones before. There's my labradorite. And here's my charorite. I never remember how to say it properly. But I have a bunch of tumbled stones. This top shelf thing is really full. It's really thick, and you can't even see the bottom layer of the crystals that are on it. And then moving down, this is just like miscellaneous like packs of things. There are the heavy incense cones, and then cone incense, more cone incense. There is some resin, but I don't have any charcoal discs, I don't think, to burn it with. And then here's the tea that I got in a recent subscription box. And then here are some here's some tea light candles. All of them are yellow except for the one because someone gave me that one. But because I find yellow to be like the go-to like positive manifestation like spell candle color, so any small spells where I'm just like I want this thing, I use those candles. I don't like using white, I like using yellow because I feel like it really energizes, it brings like whatever you want kind of. And then the bottom level is the herb packets from the witch's roots, and then I have some seashells and things underneath that. And then finally, at the very top, there is a pentagram made of sticks. I made this myself with sticks that I found at my local botanical garden and some sewing thread, and I kind of just put it together and hung it up. I want to get a shelf that's like about right here, but I mean my window is still broken, so I don't think that's happening anytime soon. But anyway, for now, this is how my shelf looks, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my whole setup. Also keep in mind, that is not everything that I own that is like witchcraft related, or spiritual related, or candles or anything, because I also have like this shelf taken up by things, and I have that, and then I also have 3 Witch's Roots boxes over there, and also my tarot cards and my affirmation cards are up there behind my wheelchair. But I have 3 Witch's Roots boxes like to store more things in. So this is not everything, but it is most of it, and it's what I like to display.